G2's win to stand alone in the top spot.
Thanks, Para. I'm here with Perks once again. And first off, to start this one off, Perks, that was an incredibly chaotic game, but how did you edge ahead of your opponents in that one?
Well, it's just typical Unicorns love game, you know, how it goes. I don't know, I got pretty fed, and then I knew I could carry, and we just sieged, and it worked out.
It just worked out. And the whole split so far has really been working out for you guys. 5-1, top of the table coming into week 3. How have you done it, making all this happen go so well?
Oh, well, we have Koreans, so that's first recipe to victory. And then we just worked hard together, screamed a lot, improved as a team, and now we are showing good performance. Oh, well, this game wasn't that good, but it's getting better.
Well, it's showing the performance as a team. How has it been for you specifically, going up against all of the incredibly strong mid lanes in EU? How has it been for you settling into that?
I don't think there is much pressure on me to perform. That's why I perform good. And yeah, it's just going good.
Oh, no pressure. Well, thank you very much for the interview, Perks. We're going to send it over to the analyst desk to take a look at that game.
Thank you very much, Pulse and Perks. I mean, I actually am really enjoying listening to these guys as well. Level-headed, identifying what's going good for them, and another win on the board. Koreans is the recipe for victory. Tell me more about the draft. Obviously, a lot of power pushing and tower pushing rather than sieging coming from the side of G2. What did UOL have to put against that?
Well, so Unicorns of Love actually, we talked about this in Pick and Ban phase, had a somewhat risky draft in the sense they had to wait quite a while before they can do anything when you have Lulu Ezreal. Where the comp, obviously, from G2 is like siege-focused, a lot of power in the mid game, a lot of power in the early game. And we were like, okay, this game should be over in like 30 minutes if G2 plays it out correctly. But there were just so many back and forths and like lost team fights and things going wrong.
I think G2 had a good game plan and they had really good pick and ban because they just had, like every lane was a winning lane for them, or at least a lane that could pressure, so Nidalee could like just be everywhere. I think what they screwed up on was not really being aware of the mid lane TP. I think that played with them a lot. They got double TP'd on twice, I think, or at least once, and it screwed with them. And then when they tried to like push their advantage at some point after taking Baron, they also got double TP'd on or TP'd on from behind. And so I think that overall what screwed with them was just the fact that they didn't really recognize the TP pressure that UL had.
The problem then for Unicorns is by the time they finally start hitting the spikes and become really strong towards the late game, first of all, Perks was at that point like 10-1 on Corki. He's been getting like solo kills in lane with the Ignite, and he's been playing like super well. And then when Unicorns are finally able to win the game and Chachi's like solo killing people in side lanes, all of Unicorns run in like one by one. And they give up more kills. G2 gets like the base open, and then there was one last remaining fight and the game was basically over.
I think the main problem was like, I think G2 had the game in their hands a lot of times, but they just ended up screwing up, like just one little mistake, they get TP'd behind on and they just keep giving UL time, and what UL needed was time. They needed Ezreal to get items to play with Lulu and just carry, and also Fiora. Fiora was really strong, so all they needed to do was just use that Fiora pressure, use the 4-man unit they had, which was stronger than theirs, even if Corki was fed. But there was this one fight on top where Chachi 1v1 the Kikis, and it was a 1-for-1. It was perfect. But then they started TPing, like UL tried to help Chachi, and then the other members were not there in time, and then they lost their one chance they had to pressure G2. If they had used that pressure properly, they would have won the game.
Definitely, that came after something that we wanted to look at as a replay as well, where G2 wins a fight, but then they turn on Baron. And something you mentioned during the Game Defeat show was that G2 doesn't seem to always be respecting of the enemy team comp. How did that come out later here when they try and do Baron?
Well, I think G2 is just a very momentum-focused team, and when they start getting the first kill, the second kill, they get super hyped, and they are super aggressive in the way they're playing. And that's where you sometimes need that one guy kind of saying, chill out, they have a TP, we don't need to go for that aggressive Baron play. Even though I actually think when they do go to Baron, I'm pretty sure they could have bursted it down. Admittedly, you have a lot of experience losing games at Baron, or almost losing them at Barons.
One could say they pulled on OG right there.
Potentially.
Because
here, I'm almost 100% sure if they all stay on Baron and just Kikis walks out as the only man and try and ulti someone away if he has it available, he doesn't actually have it. But then like one guy zones, rest stays on Baron, I'm pretty sure they could just burst it down.
They just need to either coordinate what Kikis is doing right now, just zoning the Rek'Sai off with everyone bursting the Baron pit, and they would have just gotten Baron. It was just a miscommunication, happens. Yep. And that they basically threw the game, gave UL the advantage and the time they needed to scale up, but UL didn't use it to win.
It's just so heartbreaking to watch a team who's supposed to be behind for the first 25 minutes, and they are behind for the first 25 minutes. Finally, they get this play, and technically they're like in a position to win, and then you get that one big misplay, but because you've been so far behind, your base is already kind of broken, and you mess up that one fight. They walk straight down, took like 2 inhibitors, I think, took the 4th dragon, and then...
But you kept saying, I do still think that Ezreal in the next fight can clean this up.
We heard like 10 times the game was over, and then he kept switching.
But he could. There was this, as soon as they got Baron, Ezreal was given the time to get the items, and Fiora was really ahead of Poppy. We could see him 1v1 the Poppy. So it was at this point where UL just had to stay calm and just, even if the game takes another 30 minutes, it's only going to get better for them. So they just had to stay calm and just play from there, try and pressure them up as much as they can, choke the other team out. And
but in the end, was it really possible? Because you said it before, and they first picked it, the Corki mid and Perkz. So strong.
Yeah, I think Perkz is pulling out a great performance this few weeks.
Doing very well. And G2 with that is at the top of the tables. UOL, of course, still relatively at the top of the tables. What a loss to think about. It is time for a quick break as Fnatic and Splyce take the stage for our next game. There's more European LCS when we return.
And it is time for UOL and G2 to face off head-to-head. Not have a first blood yet. No, we don't. Hilly is tanking it up. There's the true shot barrage, and steal back to Kersen. Spooky Ghost, he's got the knock-up. In goes the Wild Growth. Triple knock-ups on that, and Fox gets Emperor. Hybrid exhausted, flashes the wall.
Go. Wait me.
No smart. Wait. Get it. Can you get it?
Oh, yeah. Got it. Nice, got it.
Nice.
Good job. Back on the brink.
But there we go. Backing away. The repost is in. Trick is there. Back in the fight. Outplayed by Chachi. Perkz and Chachi dueling it out. This game is nuts, boys. G2 are looking to finish it off. Joko holding the line. Steal back to last man standing. That's going to be it. G2 eSports with the victory.